welcome to another KidVenture Ketch-up.
Today we have a fun game to play as we start our morning. First thing I want you to do is I want you to get your voice ready. Okay, let's see if you're ready. I am going to show you a picture and I want to see if you can be the first one in your family to guess who this is. Ready? All right, so have your voice ready to yell out who it is. All right, here's our first one. Who is that? That's right, it's Pastor Paul and Miss Kimberly. Good job. All right, let's keep going. Oh, this is Miss Tiffany. All right, good job. All right, you ready for the next one? All right, moms and dads, let's even see if you know this one. That's right, it's our president, Donald Trump. All right, my preschoolers, you need to know this one for sure. Let's see who this is. It's Miss Sharon. Good job. All right. Got a sneak peek. All right, the kids better know this one. Ready? It's Mr. Ron. I'm going to take a sneak peek. Oh, I know who this is. All right, let's look. It's Miss Cassie. And our last one. Let's see if you know who this is. That's right. It's Pastor Zach and Miss Heather. You recognize the people in the photographs because you know them. Now, we're going to hear a story today about some people that knew Jesus, but they didn't recognize him when he joined them to go for a walk. Let's listen to our Bible story.
On the day that Jesus rose from the dead, two of Jesus' disciples were walking to a village called Emmaus. The two disciples were talking about everything that had happened. As they talked, Jesus came and began to walk with them, but the disciples did not recognize him. Jesus asked the disciples, "What are you talking about?" The disciples stopped walking. They looked sad. One of the disciples, Cleopas, answered, "Are you the only one in Jerusalem who hasn't heard what happened?" "What happened?" Jesus asked. So they told him. Jesus of Nazareth was a prophet. He was powerful when he acted and spoke before God and all the people. The religious leaders handed Jesus over to be sentenced to death, and they nailed him to a cross. We had hoped he was the one who would set Israel free. Besides, it's the third day since these things happened. Early this morning, some women went to the tomb and did not find Jesus' body. They saw angels who said that Jesus is alive. Some of our friends went to the tomb, and they too saw that the tomb was empty. Jesus said, "You are foolish to not believe what the prophet said. Isn't this what had to happen to the Messiah?" Then, beginning with Moses and the prophets, Jesus explained to them what all the scriptures said about him. Jesus and the two disciples arrived at Emmaus, and they asked Jesus to stay with them. So Jesus joined them at the dinner table. He took the bread, thanked God for it, and broke it into pieces. Then he gave the pieces to the disciples. Right away, the men recognized Jesus, but Jesus immediately disappeared from their sight. The two disciples thought about their walk to Emmaus. They said, "When Jesus talked to us on the road and explained the scriptures, didn't our hearts feel like they were on fire?" The disciples immediately left Emmaus and went back to Jerusalem. They found Jesus' 11 disciples and others who gathered with them. They told them what had happened. They said, "Simon saw Jesus too. Jesus is alive." The whole Bible is about Jesus. When Adam and Eve sinned, God began working out his plan to send Jesus to rescue people from sin. All of the Old Testament points forward to Jesus' life, death, and resurrection, the time when Jesus would bring God's promised salvation for sinners.
Well, those disciples, they did not recognize Jesus even though he was with them. They didn't understand that everything that was in the scriptures was pointing to Jesus. You know what would be fun? Why don't you join us in making a bookmark? And that way you can remember that Jesus taught that all the scriptures point to him. You can use it as your Bible bookmark to remember that important truth. You can write Jesus, or the point is that Jesus taught that all the scriptures point to him. And that's what Jesus was telling those disciples on that Emmaus road. Hey, thanks for joining us for this edition of KidVenture Ketch-up, and we will see you again next time. Bye!